Hey everybody, want to welcome you to Forged by the Wild Table Talk Gear Reviews, and today we're going to be looking at a new shotgun that is new to me. It's not new to the market, but it is new to me, and it is the Franchi Affinity 3.5. And we're going to be doing an initial review to this shotgun. I have ran some shells through this thing, been able to get my hands on this one obviously, and many others that are similar in the same price point and some that are more expensive as well, and talk about some of the pros and cons of the shotgun. And at the very end, we are going to do a little bit of a breakdown and show you how simple it is to break down this gun. So stay tuned with me. Now, if you're a waterfowl hunter, you're an upland bird hunter, you like to shoot trap on occasion, you're a turkey hunter, and you're looking for a good shotgun that you can use all around, I think I might have found the one. Now, again, this is not all-inclusive, saying there isn't another good shotgun out there for the money. There are, but what I have found through my research is that this Franchi Affinity 3.5 is going to be a phenomenal sportsman's shotgun to take care of most all of your needs. In fact, that's my goal. I was trying to find a shotgun that would check off all of the boxes and help me in my different niche types of hunts that I was going to be using it in. So this shotgun is around 7.5 pounds. You'll notice that this is in the mossy oak bottomland color. It does come in other finishes. You can get it in just your black synthetic stock and blued barrel in action, but you can also get it in your Realtree Max 4, and you can also get it in some other variations that are Cerakoted, which are pretty cool. So the Waterfowl Elite version of this shotgun, which is also a 3.5-inch model, comes Cerakoted. All your metal components are Cerakoted, and you can get that. It's like a digital type of a camo here on your furniture, and then you can also get it in mossy oak bottomland and then get the Cerakote, which I think is a super cool combination. I wouldn't mind to have gotten that one, but I just couldn't find one around here and began getting impatient, and honestly, it wasn't worth the hassle. I think the full bottomland looks just fantastic in itself. This gun is going to come in right at about $1,200, what I found. That's a good market price I found for this gun. You can get them as cheap as around $900 from what I found. Again, that's going to be your black furniture. You're not going to get the camouflage finish. And typically that was in a 26-inch barrel, and that was also going to be in the 3-inch model. But again, when you look in the chambering, it's 3.5, and you get this is a 28-inch model. You go up a little bit more in the pricing. Now, this was a very easy sell to me after I got to see what all it could do, and I was able to also look at the countless amount of reviews of people just saying that this was an extremely dependable gun. And for me, whenever I took it to the range at first, I had no issues, ran several loads through it, had no hiccups, no problems. And in fact, for me, it pointed really well. I mean, right off the bat, I was able to hit really well with it, and I'm very, very well pleased. This Franchi 3.5 Affinity is an inertia-driven gun. Again, it's got the same DNA as the Benelli Big Brother, like the Super Black Eagle 3, which is a phenomenal gun in and of itself. I've ran those. I had a Browning Maxus I ran for a little while. It was a fantastic gun. Again, no qualms with those, no issues with those. They're just going to be a more expensive gun. When you look at this particular gun, it is going to be very sleek. You've got a forearm that is very easy to hang on to. You've got a good checkering grip here. Your ergonomics are good. I really felt that this shotgun shouldered well for me. Out of the box, it does come with a shim kit. You can get that. You can put different shims in here, and also it does come with 3 different chokes and a tool to remove those chokes as well. You can get different buttstock ends for that. I didn't have any kind of an issue with it. Again, I didn't see any kind of a major problem. The recoil was just fine. Typically, your inertia-driven guns are maybe have a little bit sharper of a recoil, over your gas guns. But again, no issue, no problem. This gun did very well for me. It handles really well. And I would just say that the bottom line on this shotgun, if I was to just, just look at some of the basic facts. It is a very durable, it is a very reliable, and a very fun to shoot shotgun. And lastly too, I don't want to forget this. If you'll notice here on the top of the shotgun here, you do have an area that has been drilled out, and it's good to put an optic if you'd like to do that, maybe for turkey hunting. And I'm going to try that actually this season. I think that would be a cool thing to do. Now, you do have some competition out there. Obviously, there's a ton of good companies that make great shotguns. Your more expensive ones, like I mentioned earlier, you're looking at your Super Black Eagles. You're looking at about $1,800, $1,900. You're going to be walking out the door over $2,000 most likely after taxes. You do have your Beretta. That's going to be like your A400 Extreme. Your brand new Maxus. Again, those are all $15, $16, $18, $2,000 is what you're going to be looking at walking out the door with those guns. Again, good companies, great guns. I personally have shot several of those and have no issues with them. They're amazing guns, and I'll probably end up buying some of those again myself. But for me, again, for where I'm at in life, I was looking for a good shotgun that would cover a lot of my hunting bases. Now, there are some other budget options out there that are comparable with the Franchi, but again, at the end of the day, I ended up choosing the Franchi over them. So you've got companies like Stoeger. Stoeger, I do have a Stoeger P350 here. This is the pump version of their gun, and the P3500 is going to be their semi-auto version. This is in your Realtree Max 4. What I noticed when it came to the Stoeger and the Affinity from the Franchi, the fit and finish is going to be a little bit more refined between the two. I personally like the appeal and the aesthetic and the overall look of the Franchi over the Stoeger. Your Stoeger is just, it's just a different feeling gun for me personally. I picked these guns up and handled them, and it's like there's a certain feel I was going for out of them. I like the slender forearm, the way it handles here. I like the sleekness of it here. I like how my hand fits around that. I do like the more narrow foregrip versus I felt the Stoeger's was just a little bit bigger. You've got companies like CZ. They make another comparable price gun. When I say comparable, this is going to be more of an entry level because you're looking at $550 to $650 on the gun, and I don't think, from what I have read and from what I have reviewed, they're comparable. I think the Franchi is gonna edge over top of those. You've got guns like the Beretta A300 Ultima. You've got guns like the Winchester Super X4. Super X4 is another amazing shotgun that is a gas-driven gun. Read phenomenal things about that. I've not ran the Super X4, but I have read and looked into guys who've ran those guns and love them. I mean, they're great guns. And you've got guns like the Rite Mossy Mara. I don't know as much about them. In fact, the first time I'd ever heard about them was when I walked into the gun store to buy this particular shotgun. I saw it on the shelf and began to look at it, did a little bit of research on it before I made my purchase. But again, at the end of the day, Franchi had the long-lasting, name behind it. People said this was a gun that I have used and has worked really well for me. And so I wanted a gun that was dependable, had years of use behind it, and so that was one of the selling points again for me on the Franchi. Now again, just some quick hits. The pros include this thing has an unbeatable price. Again, it's not cheap. Okay, it's not your $800 shotgun. It's gonna be a little bit more. This one particularly is, again, this was $1,200 for the package. This is the 28-inch barrel, the mossy oak finish, and the 3.5-inch chambering. That put me at about $1,200. You can go as high as the Waterfowl Elite version, and that is going to be around $1,400. Again, you can find them for $100 cheaper here and there if you shop around. You may find one used, obviously cheaper, but you're going to find it around that $1,300, $1,400 mark on the Waterfowl Elite version. Now, again, unbeatable value. Again, you're not paying $2,000 for a shotgun, so you're saving some money. You have very good value. You have a feather-light carry. It's only 7 pounds. It's a bomb-proof gun. I found that this thing, from what I've read, people had shot thousands of rounds through this gun. They've submerged it. It had been, they ran it in freezing temperatures, and the gun just operated. And they're simple, and that's what I like about them. For me, when it comes to cons, some of the things that I noticed about this gun that maybe I did not like, I do wish that the trigger guard was metal and not plastic. Is it a big deal? No, it's not a big deal. It's not a make it or break it thing for me. You've got to cut some costs somewhere to understand that. I guess the way your recoil pad is, you can't really interchange that with any other brands. I mean, it's designed to fit only their recoil pad. I know you can get different lengths of it from what I understand, but for me, I'm not going to change anything and it fits great. There's no issue there for me. And one other thing that I noticed whenever I go to shoulder, now for me, I shoot left-handed because I'm left eye dominant. I'm right-handed, but I shoot left-handed, and when I go to shoulder my gun, and my finger's in the trigger guard going over into the trigger, my finger has to go over the safety knob into the trigger. And again, if you're shooting right-handed, it wouldn't be there, it'd be flush. Again, no fault of the gun, it's just that the fact that I'm shooting a right-handed gun left-handed. So again, that's not an issue with the gun, that's just me, no big deal. That was the only thing that I found I did not like. And that's like so superficial and so small. So at the end of the day, the Franchi 3.5 Affinity is a tremendous shotgun. It is a serious buy for the serious hunter. If you're tired of finicky automatic shotguns that give you problems, this Italian beauty delivers. It really does. It does what it's supposed to do. It is a workhorse. I mean, if you've got to use for a boat oar, do what you got to do, but this thing seems to be just bomb proof. I'm looking forward to putting this through more heavy testing myself, but again, my initial review in conjunction with the research I've done on this company, on this gun, I am very happy. I'm curious though to know, for those who are watching, do you have this gun? Have you ran this gun? Have you shot this gun? What is your take on it? What are your pros and cons? Do you like maybe another gun in that same price range better? I know there's some other competing guns, like the Weatherby has a gun that is going to be comparable as well. What is it that you like? Drop some comments down below. If you found this video to be helpful, smash that like button, hit subscribe. All right, one last thing I like to notice is the breakdown of this gun. What I love about this gun is that it's just super simple. There's not a lot to go wrong on this shotgun. And I love too, as you'll notice, just the oversized, like your bolt release. I love the oversized bolt handle that's on this. It's a fantastic feel. But let's go ahead and break this thing down. So we come up to the top here, see your magazine cap. All you got to do is unscrew that. Very simple. Pop that sucker off. Then I'm going to pull the barrel just like that. See, the barrel just pops out right there. Slides forward. Set the barrel and the foregrip down. And I'm going to pull back on the bolt. Get it right here. Pull that little bolt handle there. The bolt slide forward. Try not to drop everything. Your guide, bolt. Your spring. Now, if you want to pull out your trigger group, all you have to do is take a punch and push this pin right here. I'm not going to take this out right now. Super simple. Pop that out and this whole trigger group will just pop out. If you drop your gun in the mud, it gets nasty. You need to break it down real quick on your truck bed. This is a gun you can do it with. Super, super cool. Again, at the end of the day, I really like this Franchi. Are there going to be other shotguns I will buy and other shotguns I will run? Absolutely. But for this price point, man, you cannot beat it. If you like more content like this, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and tune in for more content for Forged by the Wild.